Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're playing one of Neo Geo's lesser known titles. It's called Spinmaster. It came out from Data East in late 1993. I'm going to play this on actual Neo Geo hardware. I have the MVS cart, so no emulation today. Real game, no gimmicks. So somewhat of a interesting game. I guess it's technically a shooter. You can see the short distance I have with my weapons. I do have that special attack for C. It's a variety of different weapons you can get. Obviously the default and the name of the game originates from the yo-yo, which is your default weapon. Right now I've got some type of bomb. So here's a Chinese throwing star. I kind of like that because obviously it's the closest thing to a spread as I might get. I don't even know if I want that bomb. I think I'm going to stick with stars here. Taking on, looks like to be the poor man's Dr. Wily. Go ahead and try my special attack here. Well, that was pretty easy. Alright, so there's part 1 of the map. Got 5 parts total. I do like the variety in the levels. So we had the airplane hangar for the first level. Now we've got a desert scene. I guess. Oh, there's the first death. Going back to the yo-yo. I don't know if that's the ideal choice. So if you notice there, holding in the A button, you can do a charge attack, and I don't know, it's not very impressive. Yeah, I mean, I guess, like I said, it's technically a shooter, but just very short distance with short range, I should say, with any of the weapons that you have. These guys are all one hit, but I know as we get deeper into the game, there's other enemies that require multiple hits. Well, here's a little variation of the gameplay. Minecart. I feel like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom really made that popular. So this isn't a bad weapon. This is essentially very reminiscent of Enemy Chaser in Metal Slug. So in true arcade Neo Geo style, the levels are relatively short. As you can see, we're clearing stages pretty quickly. Scorched. It's the boxing glove, though. Oh, man, just not paying attention. I need to mess around here. Anyway, special attack going. That's interesting for the bomb. That's kind of cool. There's part 2 of our map. So again, now we're changing scenery. This looks like Great Wall. I'm a fan of the bomb. There we go. There's the stars. Wow. There's a lot happening all of a sudden. And I will say, you really got a hammer on this button. Oof, man. So the character designs are really interesting in this. I don't know. I think there's a game for Genesis, also made by Data East. It's called Dashin' Desperados. I don't know, the game itself, it doesn't really remind me anything of this, but the artwork is very similar. It's a boxing glove. I don't know how that really... It's kind of funny. I don't know how that really varies too much from the yo-yo, but the charge is pretty cool with that big fist coming through. I don't know if I want the ice pick. Ah! Damn it. Oh, dragons. I am a fan of the boss meter at the bottom. I always like knowing how far I've got to go. That's always helpful. There we go. This is special. Really did some damage too. There we go. Part 3 of the map. Jungle scenery. You know I'm gonna take those stars. Shit, I'm going with the ice pick. Wow, there's a lot going on again. Oh, enemy chaser. I'll take that. I wonder what the power-up looks like for that. Yeah, 3. A large missile would have been cool. Oh, he pulls out his yo-yo when he's standing there idle. That's cool. The murky water, in case anyone was wondering, does hurt you, so that's why I'm avoiding it. It was a surprise to me the first time I played this. Not really, I guess. So I mentioned I'm playing this on actual hardware. I have a Neo Geo Omega, which is a consoleized version of an actual Neo Geo arcade board. I believe it's the MV1C, but it's a pretty cool machine because it's essentially an AES, but that, you know, it's obviously playing MVS carts instead of the AES carts. With Neo Geo, I started off with the CD system. Obviously, I went all in, as evidenced by what's behind me. Yeah, I started off with the CD system, and the load times were just horrendous especially on some of the fighting games. Last Blade 2 was just ridiculous. It's one load screen right after another. But anyways, I started off with the Neo Geo CD, and the loading times, and the system would randomly reset from time to time, and again, it's disc-based hardware from the 90s, and so I don't know, the failure rate on that, it just wasn't something that was meeting my needs, and it was more of a chore to fire it up than not. So, long story short, I ended up getting rid of the Neo Geo CD, and started collecting MVS parts instead of the more expensive AES, and then bought the arcade cabinet behind me, and then for when I didn't want to stand and play on the arcade, I have the consoleized version, which just hooks up nicely to a TV. So that's what I'm playing on. Well, at least it's not a dragon this time. I saw that coming. I'm gonna try to not be cheap and use my special here. I think the main character's name is Johnny, and the two-player version, the second character's name is Tommy. So Tommy and Johnny, probably two of the whitest characters you could find. Alright, so now we've got some Greco-Roman stuff going on. This is where, this final stage, these guys, you're watching, they take 4 hits until they're gone, so a lot of button mashing on this. Ah, there's the star again. Good. Alright. Almost to the end here. Oof, don't want that. So yeah, not an overly difficult game. Really just what you might expect from a Neo Geo arcade game. Button masher. But something that, again, as I get older and the work weeks get longer, I really value being able to just fire something up and play it for 15-20 minutes, not have to get overly invested and then put it down. Nice, like that double here for the end. Oh, right on my face. Oh, put it back. Oh, come on. I was tempted to just throw this on the NES Classic and use the HDMI out and play it that way, but I've been doing a lot of emulation lately, and really nothing like original hardware, original games. I know you guys can't see it, but I'm playing on a Sony Vega 27-inch CRT, so this is the way it was meant to be played. I'm also not blaming lag for anything once you start that. This is interesting because I don't want to pick up that boxing glove. Arrow the Acrobat up there. Oh. Use a special here to help me out a little bit. The dragon. Not bad. We did some serious damage there and hasn't done much to us. Shit. next? Cyclops. Maybe not a Cyclops. I got Medusa. Oof. That yo-yo's not great. Look how far to go though. There we go. That's it. Well, almost. I guess we got Dr. Wily yet. Almost there. There we go. Nonchalantly yo-yo while a woman swings from a rope. There we go. Treasure's hidden. Gotta pick A, B, or C. Go A. Ah, there we go. Nice. In games past, I have chosen poorly, you might say, and there are, the cutscene, instead of these guys digging through the riches and treasures, there's monsters chasing them down a cavern. So I'm glad we got the good ending on this one. And that's it for Spinmaster and this episode. On behalf of Johnny and Tommy, thanks for watching. Please feel free to like the video, subscribe for more retro video gaming fun, and I'll see you guys next time.